What are your plans for the future? I'm sure many of you have been asked this question by either teachers, relatives, or friends who innocently want to know your distant desires and what you want out of life. What is yet to come, or what you aspire to become, are all related deliberations brought forth from the same curiosity. And in light of this, you can't help but contemplate this idea of who you are as a person and how you'll give rise to change as thoughts spread over an anticipated future. Thinking, pondering, and conceptualizing are all things you stress as you start to hold this distant future in high regard. You cling so tightly to these emotions that you start to overthink things, and doubts start to build up at a fierce rate. You start to question if change is even possible, if you'll ever meet your expectations, or if you are unprepared for what is yet to come. These same fears are an infectious ideology that is true for many high school students throughout, including myself. To picture this further, I'm a hardworking young woman, a striving, talented artist who aims to receive a college-level education, a dreamer who aspires to become an animator, a field that is impractical for the majority of the public. But despite this, it's an ambition I yearn to achieve, which AVID has supported me throughout. In AVID, I was able to attain new knowledge over my career through extensive research and connections that helped me better understand the details of my degree. In AVID, I was able to gain confidence in knowing what is mandated of me for colleges to fawn over. In AVID, I was able to make friends and peers who I felt increasingly comfortable around as we spent these last few years in class together. In AVID, I had the privilege to build a family with those around me who are seeking the same angle as me, of fulfilling our dreams as we work together with one another. And finally, in AVID, I was able to grasp and find everlasting success in my journey moving forward. In order to understand the future, one must look at the past. And so I'll start from the beginning. Before I became part of the AVID program, which was my freshman year at Olympic Heights Community High School, I was completely dumbfounded when it came to figuring out what I needed to do for my graduation requirements, or even just the process of college application as a whole. This left me very confused and ambiguous about translating my passion for art into an elevated education that I could expand into a profession. Completely overwhelmed, feelings of loneliness, despair, and dismay filled my mind as I stared blankly at my geometry notes. Back then, I was extremely worried about what I didn't know rather than what I needed to accomplish, which made me feel like I was the only one going through those unwanted feelings. However, once I had the opportunity to join the AVID program, these feelings vanished and blossomed into a newfound affection that emerged from the realization of the potential that the program bestowed upon me. It became apparent to me that the shame I once had was something felt mutually by my peers and those around me. Collectively, we all are equally insecure about our future, and helping uplift each other by learning from our mistakes as a group has allowed us to get over various doubts. And even though we drove our AVID teacher, Miss Ludi, crazy, she's over here in the crowd. She always helped foster this environment in our classroom, which made us feel less alone. After 3 years of being part of the AVID program, I am now grateful to declare that this program is giving me opportunities not possible in other places. The biggest example of this is I'm president of AVID Club, a club directed by the organization in my school that offers the same opportunities to individuals outside of the AVID classroom environment. Thanks to this title, I can guide others that were equally lost as I was when I started high school and give them a sense of foundation that they didn't know they required, bring in hope in places where it never existed, or even just validate their prior knowledge. All these things can mean the world to any student stuck in the same circumstance. Not to mention, this position has allowed me to develop my leadership skills and advance my mastery of college readiness information. This information has helped me advance my own personal knowledge to the point I can educate others. With all this in mind, AVID has allowed me to imagine new possibilities for both myself and for others who seek a future with their education. Thank you.